Vodafone presents the pre-match.
It is our Vodafone pre-match, and it's time to look at this version of Team Liquid going up against compLexity. Now, Team Liquid, let's be honest, multiple second places at this point. Not a pretty final when it comes to Chicago, but you're going up against the final boss in Astralis. But when you look and compare these two teams, Liquid are playing against much more regularly as well, a higher tier opponent than what your compLexity is. And compLexity, they dropped off a fair bit from the major, right? We saw that kind of epic run, you make it to legend stage, all the hype around it, but then it slowly dropped off and we didn't kind of see them reach the potential they could have here. Now we come to a map like Inferno for that opening game between these two. The only benefit I see for compLexity is just that Zeus is playing and Twist is not there.
Big brother against little brother,
yeah,
to say the least. I mean, to sum it up, I think Liquid is a team that, as you said, have shown they are one of the best teams in the world. Arguably the second best team in the world, together with Navi. They're sort of like fighting for that spot just behind Astralis. Whereas for compLexity, as you said, they had a decent showing at the major, but we haven't really seen anything since. It's been a little bit up and down. There were Star Series as well, where they bumped out of the group stages, didn't even make the playoff. So it's a team that has been struggling to find the same chemistry and the same level of play they had at the major. And I'm not going to use the word fluke, but it was definitely an overperformance during the major. They definitely played the absolute best they could during that time, and we just haven't seen them being able to replicate that after that major season. So a little bit of a worrying sign for compLexity. I hope they still stick together and they find a way to work that out and come back to the same level. But then again, you got to be fair sometimes and just admit that we can't be this good all the time. We can't be at our peak level at all times. So for compLexity, they may hit the ceiling right there, and what we're seeing right now from the compLexity guy may be the real level, which I also suggested back in the days with the major.
Now we speak about Zeus coming in and replacing Twist. You're a star player, having a coach playing in there instead. Is this that big of a factor now when they got up against a team like compLexity? Because at the moment, Team Liquid haven't officially qualified, but if they get this or even get one map, I think it's almost guaranteed, right?
Yeah. I mean, it is a big deal playing with your coach instead of a player, especially when that player is Twist, who arguably is the best NA player right now. He's a guy performing constantly. He's a guy who's sort of like finding his consistency as well. When in the CSGO world, he's only 19 years old, and he's already now, rated by many to be one of the best players in the world. I would at least put him in my top 10 players of individual players right now. So changing him with a guy like Zeus, who hasn't played the game competitively for more than 2 years, who spent all his time being a coach, definitely a big downgrade. That said, though, Liquid, he knows the system in and out. He's one of those coaches who's very hands-on, so he knows all the strats, knows all the inner workings of the team. So if anyone were to replace Twist today in a moment of, emergency, then I would pick Zeus. So it's not that big of a deal in that sense, but obviously you're losing a lot of firepower. You're losing one of the best players in the world, so you can't really compare the two players.
Now, as we start to kind of see Zeus take more of a role in actually playing with all these crazy things that are happening across it, compLexity and their side of things, right? You've got your full roster. This should be a game where you have an advantage. This should be a game where you can start to kind of shine a little bit more, right? Find where Zeus is, try and pin him down, bully him a little bit more. Inferno, we get these long drawn-out games, these multi-rounds, quite regularly overtime in 16-14s. But I would still, even regardless of this, give Liquid the edge just going into it, because it's the caliber of team that they are and how deep they can go in comparison to compLexity in my eyes.
And I think you're right. I think Liquid are the favorites still, despite the fact that they're playing with Zeus, and especially considering the map as well. You mentioned it, Inferno. It's one of those maps where you can sort of like hide him away in a way. He can like play that second string or the third string and be the backup player, or on the T side for that matter, go in as the first guy. Because on Inferno in particular, the first guy normally dies when you run in. It's so hard to entry frag. But as long as you have a leash or you have Nitro to follow up after Zeus running in first, well, there's not a problem with him dying. He's just making space for the star players. So you can sort of hide him away, and he can sort of still be beneficial for the Liquid guys. So I wouldn't worry too much if I were Liquid either. That said as well, it's not a game that means the world to Team Liquid. You alert to it already. They have almost qualified guaranteedly. I think they need 1 point or 2 points or something like that within the next 4 games. So it should be more than doable for them. Whereas for compLexity, this is their second major. This is a league that they should be focusing on, and that's why I want to maybe put in a little critique of them. I'm not sure how they prioritize the schedule, but when you do so well at a major, that's one thing and that's fine. But if you want to be able to replicate that, down prioritize some of those smaller leagues, smaller tournaments, and make sure that you're ready for ESL Pro League NA. This is a tournament that qualifies you for one of the biggest season finals that we have within the Counter-Strike circuit. So if you're not putting 100% effort into that, then you're not doing well enough. And from the looks of the standing right now, I'm a little bit disappointed that compLexity haven't been able to replicate just somewhat that level we saw at the major, because had they done that, we would have seen them in top 6 secured already by now.
I think as well, even without the major performance, right, you still would have put compLexity within the top 6, top 8 at least for NA in terms of being able to do well. To see them currently in 9th and in a position where they potentially won't make it to the finals is kind of worrisome here. And you're going up against the Team Liquid, and it's almost like God is on your side when you're looking at this and seeing that Zeus has not been able to play to give you a little bit more of an advantage, because there's been many games we've seen from compLexity where actually you should have won these games out, and you've let the ball drop a bit.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And you know, compLexity is a fundamental strong team. I feel they have the basics down. They have a decent in-game leader in Stanislaw. They have some good individual players as well as Shazam. Android has been one hell of a player this season. He's been really stepping up. He's found that major level, but he's the only one basically. Shazam dropped off a little bit. Stanislaw in particular haven't looked as good as he does normally, and you just can't have that when you're playing in such a strong league and such a close league basically. Like I would say all 12 teams in this league potentially could have gone into top 6 had they played the maximum level. So NA Counter-Strike may not be the best Counter-Strike now, but it sure is close and it sure is tense.
Well, you guys are back in the studio, Hugo and Harry. Time for us to get underway with the game. But do you think, like we spoke about Def earlier in the season, right, having so many good games, Android's been a key component of this as well. Shazam at times when he's been up to standard has been able to deliver. Do you think this is going to be enough to take down a weakened Team Liquid?
I don't know. compLexity is always like that team that has the skill potential, that borders it, but doesn't always reach those heights that we know they can. I mean, as you were just saying, the major performance, they've dropped off massively since then. Let's look at literally Star Series a couple of weeks after the major where they dropped out 0-3. So, yeah, I really don't know. We just saw Cloud9 find a lot of success with their coach. Why can't Liquid do it too?
Hey, very good point. Let's see how it does go down, Hugo and Harry. It's game 1 between these two teams, and it'll be compLexity that need to pull it out the bag.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much, James. And yeah, I mean, we speak about coaches. I'm all aboard the Liquid bus, so that's good. Here's how it should go. Liquid should take this, but Hugo, here's how it's gonna go. It's gonna be a belter, 30-round game here. Yeah. Strong start from compLexity. They're gonna go up what, 11-4, 10-5.
Can you stop giving us random numbers?
Well, no, I'm more just trying to emphasize that the half is gonna be pretty one-sided. Okay. But try and tear me down, that's fine.
I will. I'm going to continue to tear down any scoreline predictions.
I prefer to build relationships as opposed to tear them apart.
Well, tough.
And here is compLexity. Like I said, it's going to be compLexity looking good in the first half, and then Liquid just going to bash them out in the second.
That sounds like very Liquid-esque, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Here's the question, Harry. Zeus or Valens? Who's better in a 1v1?
So I always say that like Zeus is like one of the real like fathers of like as a coach role. He's like one of the father figures, for me. It's like him and Zonic.
Yeah.
Zonic is EU Zeus and Zeus is NA Zonic.
Well, we're into the pistol round anyway, and Harry dodging our question like a politician. Liquid are rushing into that B bomb site. Taco, he's not going to be able to go down early, even though the smoke missed. He actually just able to cross towards the pool. Def trying to flash his teammates back in. They're coming all from Banana. Zeus, he's going to take that first fight, does get away with it. A 1-for-1 going in immediately. The smoke cuts off these players coming in from the Banana, but the push in from Stan's well timed, and he finds 2 with a tap of the CZ. Only Taco left up, and a clean retake so far. Taco's going to need to go above and beyond, but not going to be ready for that. Nice round from compLexity. Very quick pace up that Banana rotation as well.
Yeah, quick pace, quick round, quick pistol found for compLexity. Want to know a start on Inferno. Big fan of that. Getting off on the right foot. Maybe the left foot. Here you go. Real question here is, what do you think of this buy from Team Liquid? They've tried to keep things interested. They've gone for it. They've gone for some AKs.
Yeah.
Thrown over onto Naf and Elige. Obviously, we don't have a Twist with us. We have Zeus standing in.
I like the Force. I think for a team that relies heavily on a couple of really sick individual players, I don't disagree with this at all. It's already worked out wonderfully. Naf has taken down Def down on that B bomb site. I think this definitely could be a problem with not having Twist here, because he's without a doubt, in my opinion, the best player on this team, alongside Naf. Like him and Naf are just stars in their own right. So it's a bit of a shame, but sometimes you just got to pull those teeth out, Harry, and that's exactly what Chris is having done to him right now. Naf, he's pulling faces apart. He's found 2 more kills down on B as compLexity regress to their death. Liquid open up that B bomb site, and just like that, the round is done.
So Hugo, here's one for you, and also for the folks at home. What would feel worse, having your tooth pulled out or having your eye pulled out? But like all your
Okay,
teeth.
well, I've had like 5 teeth pulled out.
Not by a
before.
dentist, though, obviously.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Well,
because it's not like by an eye surgeon.
Obviously, yeah.
Like, you know, surgery isn't meant to like feel like that awful. Like while you're getting it
Okay,
done.
wait. So give me this situation.
Just like, okay, you know, mid-broadcast, James Banks, he goes to pull out either your teeth or your eyes. They're the choice.
Eyes would hurt more, without a doubt.
But
I think
you would. So what would you? What, you'd rather?
I'd rather neither.
Yeah, I'd have one.
eyes would hurt more.
You don't have both eyes, just one.
And one tooth?
No, all teeth.
Wait, what? No, okay, I'll take an eye. No, but I don't want to lose an eye. Like, I don't want to. I'm just gonna walk out
An
the
eye
room.
for an eye, and soon the whole world will be blind. Tooth for a tooth, and
Not a tooth for a tooth. Teeth for teeth.
teeth for teeth.
For teeth for teeth. Is that like from ashes to ashes, dust to dust?
Teeth to teeth.
An eye for an eye. Well, Liquid, they've ripped some teeth out of the face of compLexity in that round. More specifically, Naf with 3 entry kills off the back of that. One of those 2 AKs.
I mean, I'm British, mate. My teeth are trying to come out on their own. They're just slipping. I have to just push them back into my soft, jelly-like gums. Oh, it's like putting Lego in custard. His hand straight over in middle, and he's going to get bested as a Legion attacker. They're able to open things up in this round. Now Shazam, looking to try and step up to the plate. He's picked up an M4. Gonna take the peek, and he does manage to best Taco. Now he tries to go back a little bit more there as they do look to try and trade him out. We're into a 3-on-3. This is looking possible here for compLexity around that. Really, they had not too much of a stake into after those initial couple of frags that were found from Liquid. Now they're looking poised here to try and make some magic happen, and it's Stan pushing on in through the apartments. He might have just caught the timing. Ooh, Naf's there, and Naf going to go ahead and best him in that duel. Now the push comes in, and Liquid, they're going to be allowed to get this A bomb site for free.
Yeah, it's unfortunate timing there. That push into second mid from Stan gives him misinformation. It makes him think, okay, right, I've pushed down mid, they're going to go B, there's no one here. Suddenly he spots a player setting up one smoke, and he thinks that's a fake, right? There's no way that he thinks it's a full A commitment, and that's why his team double rotate. But instead, he gets close peek from Naf, taking the kill. compLexity by that point have already rotated, and now Liquid going to be able to get that bomb down. So really nice round from Liquid, but misinformation, if anything, there from compLexity, which is a bit of a shame. And as a result, they might even attempt the retake here, but I don't think it's going to be realistic. We've got 3 players boxed in on that site. One incendiary that could do some damage, but it won't win them the round, and the Molotov will cut off this retake, meaning compLexity, they've got to save. Maybe some kills on the exit. And Def is looking for exactly that, trying to upgrade this UMP, but double peek coming through, a Liege finding the kill, and Nitro trying to finish things off, but it's a Liege to steal it from his clutches. 3 frags on that AK, and Liquid convert their second round.
Yeah, they do. They managed to do what compLexity could not. And, I mean, now they sit pretty. They sit with the chance here to start to move into the lead, Hugo. You know, they're reaping their rewards of that risk, the high-stakes play that they made in the second round. High stakes, high reward, and they've gone full-on sirloin at this point.
Straight up banana in this one though. compLexity, pretty heavy stack. Look at that double rotate coming through to add on to the initial 3 players already here. Problem is full pistols and no investment apart from 1 flashbang. Now what this is Ye's going to flash them through and they're going to get aggressive, but how many players are really going to be here for Liquid? There's only a Liege who's actually cornered, so they can get aggressive, but Naf can actually try and bail him out, and he does exactly that. 2 kills. Nitro comes in big with 2, and just like that, this round is done. There's 1 more player on the site, but he won't be too much of a challenge. 1 kill from Stan, and yeah, cleaned up. Nice round from Liquid. 3-1 there on the T side, as you would expect. Not seeing the same mistakes we saw from those previous maps with all those eco wins. Liquid a little bit more precise. But now the buy's in for compLexity. They've got the guns. No AWP has been in play just yet, although Nitro has the money for it. Instead, he'll buy up an AK. They know that compLexity probably don't have their own AWP this early on into the game, considering the money has been a bit of a problem for the CT side, so they don't want to risk giving away an AWP away.
Yeah, he's going to go ahead and open things up. Finds himself a double. A Nitro, a Legion Nitro, going to offer themselves up to him. Yeah. Ooh. Look at him. Look at him. Look at this man go. The boy from the British Isles putting up 4 over the top of Banana. And that's just beautiful. We love to see it. I always forget the national anthem. I always want to sing it. I always want to have it to hand.
God save our gracious queen.
Yes. You sounded very convinced. Like you didn't know if she was the queen.
I didn't know that she was that gracious, Harry.
She's very gracious.
I know, I'm joking.
She's a lovely lady.
Good old Liz.
Is that what you
We're on a
know her
first
as
name
Liz?
basis,
Yeah,
you know, me
Liz.
and Liz.
You and Liz. You go way back.
Yeah, she invites me around the palace from time to time.
Palace.
I let her come to the manor, you know.
You let her. She owns the whole country, mate. She can come to the manor even if you.
Is she allowed to just go inside anyone's house? That's,
Yeah.
that's,
They
no, that's not a
they
thing.
actually, as part of a ceremony with the Queen not too long ago, she went and used someone's toilet because, like, just to show, by the way, I can still have the power to do this. You know, your toilets aren't safe from me.
I don't understand this joke, but
No, that was true, because she owns everything.
I'm sure she asked permission. And no one's going to be like, no, the Queen, you can't use my toilet. Like, you're going to wake up in a
She
body
doesn't have to obey the
bag.
speed limits either.
Oh, I
Because she
know
owns
that's
the
true.
road. That's wild. Imagine that, just the Queen tears past you, 120. Right down.
Middle finger up.
Yeah.
This is my autobahn.
What the hell is going on? That was a great impression.
Thank
You
you.
and Liz really do hang it out, don't
Yeah,
you?
you know, I got the accent down.
Oh, well,
We go way back.
yeah, let's take a look at this one, though, because, you know, our own royalty in the server, over here, up towards top mid, it's Liquid. Perhaps they're going to try and be the kings of North American CS. They try and fake it out over here towards A, and it has kept 3 players' attention on this portion of the map. They continue to flash on and continue to grab the attention of compLexity, and now they turn their beaks towards this B bomb site. Nitro able to win his fight out versus Android, and now that's even started to pull Def away from this B bomb site, but there's no smoke down on the cross, and there's no smoke up for Liquid. They have to try and get past Def. This bomb isn't in the site yet, and now the bomb's dropped down in towards CT. Def's done everything, and there's only 5 seconds. This round's over. Liquid, it was looking so good, but Def, he goes ahead and tears their plans down, even the most well-orchestrated of plans. Hugo have their problems, and Def goes ahead and makes it so, throws a spatter in the works. He's the fly in the ointment, the thorn in their side. The
Cyanide in the birthday cake.
of course. I don't know what your birthdays were like. I know that was always part of it.
Not very good.
Oh no, the dog got into the birthday cake. Oh well.
That is a mess from Liquid. They go for the full A smoke execute just to fake it. Of course, that was the initial game plan, but they don't save a single smoke for the cross.
Yeah.
And yeah, Def's just able to absolutely monster munch them down from the CT spawn. So, bit of a mess from Liquid. If you're going to go for that play, all you need is a smoke for CT, and you win that round every time. So, yeah, that's just a big error. And the fact that they go in 1 by 1 with having no CT smoke makes things even more ridiculous, right? You're literally feeding yourself to a CT player. You're giving him 1v1 duels. Come on, Taco, you can get there. You killed him eventually, shaking his head. I was about to say Rush, but I realised Rush isn't observing, Harry. We're over on NA. It's Prius or Sapphire, but I never know which because they're not in
Actually,
the
it
studio.
isn't right now.
Who is it?
DJ and Marcus, I think.
Oh. They always
Maybe I'm
dodge
wrong.
coming to the studio. You know, how am I supposed to know who it is?
There you go, mate. You've just been called out, DJ. Where are you?
He needs to come all the way to
Step
Copenhagen
on
right
up.
now.
Let's see, though, as Team Liquid look to try and step on up. They want to try and rise to the occasion. The last round didn't go their way. They got dethroned, usurped by compLexity. And now they're going to try and secure this A-bomb site, but Shazam, convincing shot on the first man, leads there to trade. Naf chiming in with another, but it is just him left up in the blink of an eye. It's Crazy Keith in a 1v3. Ooh, players all around, 15 seconds, and Def is having a standout performance right now.
I thought there was a player on short flanking him, but then I realised my headset was on backwards, and I was actually hearing the player shoot from pit. So, yeah, let me just flip my headset there. Nice job,
Man,
great moves.
back at home, my headphones randomly they just sometimes go left and right, sometimes go right to left. They just switch constantly. Don't know what's going on there.
Inside out, mate. Well,
inside out.
Yeah.
I'm hearing the audio inside out.
Yeah, as you said, Def having a great game, and he's got to do it again. Bit of a B play, and Def is just going to lock it down. Someone that was highlighted on the desk as well by Pimp and James as being a bit of a standout player for this team. Can he continue it? Bit more damage, they line up. Oh, he's 7 HP. That Molotov can stop Nitro from pushing. He can't go ahead through that. Taco's the only man who can really sustain the flame. But he hasn't got armor as well, which makes things even more dicey. Oh, goodbye, Naf. Def is just on the roundabout right now. He's just switching between Coffin and CT, respectively, going back and forth. And now, Harry, we've reached a stage where Liquid, they want to go B, but they don't have the smoke for the CT spawn, and Def is in position to lock it all down once again. This man has been a meat grinder on that B-bomb site. He's been putting horses in lasagna like it's Tesco all over again, and in the meantime, Shazam's coming in from the back line. Liquid getting trapped.
Yeah, and that's the thing, Hugo. I don't know if you've ever been trapped anywhere. It's not nice. Nitro and Elise, they know that better than most, as they find themselves here. The enemy looming at the gate, but they're waiting for that timer to tick down. They want to try and find these frags and eliminate the economy of Team Liquid. If they do it after the time, they're not going to be given that chance. Instead, Stan just mows them down with an SG, with the Krieg locking in a fifth for compLexity. There is now money back up for Team Liquid. The Krieg going to be brought up and thrown over to Elise, you'd imagine, and indeed it is. He does love a bit of the SG.
Singapore.
No.
What does the SG stand for?
Oh, it's like, I forgot, but it's fine. I'll figure it out. I'll work it out. Here is Shazam to open things up. He's working out some problems of his own. Well, Taco. In through short. There's Stan chiming in with one. Android up on the balcony. He's fully flashed. Oh, Taco almost gets by, but Android's there to bail out his teammate down in the pit. And now Def arrives on this flank. Only this time he gets dropped. And yeah, he's there, luckily enough to pick up the pieces. He's going to go ahead and give himself something to cheer about. Now 6-3 in favor of compLexity. And once again, no money here really for Team Liquid. They can cobble a bit of a buy together, but it doesn't seem worth it. Likely just going to be that partial investment, Hugo. Sometimes, if you've only got a little bit of money, you got to spend money to make money. And that's what they've done.
Crypto enthusiasts around the world rejoice. The SG stands for the Sturmgewehr, or assault rifle. It's Swiss. Just a little fun fact there. Liquid now on pistols. No Sturmgewehrs for them, Harry. Sadly. But they do get mid. They do get short as well. Yeah, he's going to be on the other side. He misses that cross of Nafla, who's definitely spotted him. I don't think Ye actually has any info as to these T's here for the moment. And he'll get tagged up, put down to 30. Push coming through. Elise already going to be domed up in the apartments. It's Android at the back of the pit holding the line. Not needed him to come to life, but this could be his opportunity to shine. Def is locking down long as well. You've even got the AWP here supporting it. Android not done after one. He's taken a second. And just like that, Liquid are getting dispatched of one by one. Taco going to finally trade. Def is still here. If Taco finds his kill, now things get very, very complicated. And Taco's even been given the AWP, but he can't cross any further to the site. Although, with Nitro getting that frag, maybe now he can. Taco caught by Android. And now it is just Nitro. The lone Deeg left alive. But Android will finally dispatch of him. 4 kills in that round. Big one from Android. Definitely what compLexity needed to hold on to that A-bomb site.
I tell you what, for Team Liquid right now, we spoke, Hugo, about Valence's great performance when he played with Cloud9 just earlier on when they 2-0'd Ghost Gaming. We were questioning if Zeus, you know, the coach of Team Liquid, if he would have that same ability to step on up. And right now, currently sitting on the bottom of the board for Team Liquid, he hasn't had the best of games. Can't expect him to, by the way, really. But certainly something to note. It does feel a bit like a 4-on-5 right now for Team Liquid. Taco, with this AWP, going to get beheaded by Stan. Yeah, the way of Stan is Law up towards the top of this midsection of the map. Liam Tickwood going to be setting up outside of this B-bomb site. Smoke back right now. But they start to rotate everyone around. They're feeling pretty happy as to what this B-bomb site might hold in store. They've even boosted Elijah up. He's going to be able to spot out Ye up on the coffins and then promptly puts him in one. Def is boosted up on top of the flower beds. And peeking on in, this man, he's not looking to be a rose, he's looking to be a straight thorn, and he is good for one. The trade's there from Nitro. Not quite ready. All these rotations are Team Liquid just yet. There's no smoke down on coffins, but the bomb plant comes in time anyway. Shazam just going to miss the timing on the man that crosses over to the... but now mollies him out into the open, and ooh, missed shot from Shazam. The molly finds good damage, but it's an even trade. Stan going to swing on wide and does manage one. Nitro trades, and 2-on-2. Now the man of Banana going to try to merge. Double peek on into this, but Android with the 180 fully flashed. Able to land it, and that will be compLexity finding themselves an 8th round, Hugo.
Well, that eco round just warmed him up. What a sick play from Android. That was so needed as well. The time was ticking down, and with an AWP on the other player, I think it was Shazam, that is not an easy retake there for compLexity. So big round from Android, keeping compLexity in the lead by a big margin now. It's 8-3, Harry. When will Liquid get a T side going? Because it's been quite a while. It's not what you would expect coming into this game, considering, you know, Liquid may be down their best player, but it's not a one-man army on this roster. They do have some real star power. Oh, Shazam spots the leg, but he instead goes to the kill on the bridge, and Zeus, he's going to be able to take him down. Finally, Liquid with a man advantage. It's been 6 rounds since we've seen them. Actually, 7, in fact, on this T side.
Yeah, I mean, the one issue for Liquid here is whenever I think about Team Liquid on Inferno, the man that I think of is Twists, right? He is the real star for them, I think, at least on this map. And I know from talking to him, he's very, very fond of it as well. So for Team Liquid, you know, losing him, having to play with Zeus, who isn't exactly having the time of his life, it is going to take a toll. And it does seem to be that case right now. Pushing in towards this A-bomb site, though. This time they've bested Ye. Android, he's been almost flawless here in the past. He's got to do it once again, but this time he's only good for one. It's Def and Stan. Left standing 2-on-3. That smoke going to go ahead and hold them back for the time being. And Def just looking for a small little crease on through, little gap in that smoke. Little crevice he can chip away into that to find it. A leveraging opportunity. And there's Stan. Good for one, but he does flake out as Nitro picks him up. Oh, Def. He means business, but I'll have to take that with him to the Bismire, the murky depths, where you take that.
And team ace for Liquid as well, so everyone putting in the power into that round. That's kind of what we need. We need everyone holding their own. Without Twist, you can't have a slacking man. You can't have someone near the bottom of the ball. I mean, you need someone at the bottom of the ball, but you can't have anyone really falling off, apart from Zeus, which I feel like is acceptable. He is a coach. Can't expect too much. Don't get your expectations too high after Valence was obviously fragging out up against Ghost earlier on. It's not the norm of coaches. Not much utility here for Liquid, and that's been a problem for them in the past when it comes down to taking that B bomb site. Double nade over for compLexity, won't find anything. The leech wasn't pushed up that far enough towards the top of B. Instead, Liquid focused on this A site mainly. compLexity playing a very passive CT side on this A site right now. The AWP on long corner, the double pit play. Actually, Android on the balcony as well. Ooh, this angle's good. Leash going to spot that player as well. He's even been wallbanged. Yeah, he's been tagged down low, so he's got to watch out as a Molotov could easily push him out into the open. He doesn't have a smoke to put it out either. Liquid are running out of utility, and most of them are running out of time. Where are they going to go? They still have Nap down on B. They can always back off as Stan has left that B bomb site, but Liquid look like they want to commit towards A, but they've got to go right now.
Oh, there's Nitro. He's not afraid to go, and he's not afraid of the commitment toward this A-bomb site. Shazam, missed shot. Now they wrap on into him. Android lines up too, but it's going to get traded out by Taco. That bomb retrieved, and just in the nick of time, 10 seconds left as that bomb plant comes on in, and compLexity 2v3. Do they want to try and go for this? You take a look at the money, Hugo. Maybe they'll be tempted. They'll try and find something, but if they hold on to these, they can get a buy into the next round. So they're going to back away. They try and play it safe. Sometimes playing it safe is the best option, Hugo. You ever think of any times that playing it safe has rewarded you?
No, sorry. Oh, that's such a weird question. I can't bail you there. What about you, Harry? Have you got anything? Any funny anecdotes? Any memorable moments? Any safe situations?
Yeah, man. The safe stories are never the good ones, are they?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you know, yeah, everyone. It was pretty mental night, so I decided not to go. It's like, yeah.
I got in the car and they said, "No, you don't need to wear your seatbelt," and I put it on anyway.
Yeah,
and I was fine. That's like Ukraine,
and
though.
I was the only survivor.
That's a funny story. When I don't know if people even care, but when we're in Ukraine, sometimes they don't like you to wear seatbelts in like their Ubers because they think it's insulting. Like you think they're a bad driver if you wear a seatbelt. So I tried to put on a seatbelt once, and the Uber driver turns to me and is like, "No, no, no, no. I'm a very good driver." I'm like, well, that's not the issue at hand here. I'm not questioning your driving ability. I'm questioning the other people on the road. Look at this from Naf. He just walked up boiler. He is on fire. He is getting hot. And he's getting heavy. There's still death up in the apartments. His gun barrel might give away his position, and Taco's already checked the spot. He's going to be able to find a second and follow-up kill. And now Liquid opening up the A-bomb site. 3 men left up for compLexity. They're going to need to strap in with their seatbelts right now.
Yeah, Android instantly bested, instantly toppled. This round's over. Liquid going to be picking up a 6 as that bomb does go down. compLexity going to try and save. And as Ye and Def get bested so quickly, you know, on the back of Naf pushing into the apartments, you only have 1 man left to try and get anything done. That was Android. He needed to put the Roid back at Android if he really wanted to muscle in and muscle his way back into that round, and it just didn't happen.
Oh, this is the value of having Zeus on this team as well. He's going to know every single grenade. He was setting up for something there, up in the banana, maybe throwing a nade towards the back box or the coffins. There are good double nades you can throw in towards coffins. You see Astralis do from time to time on this B site. Woo!
Got a tongue twister.
Yeah.
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood, Hugo?
7.
7? Quite a lot. Or is that not a lot? I mean, it depends. Like, what is wood? What is measuring?
Oh, Harry, you have a lot to learn. Last round of the half here. compLexity, they are forcing the issue. Def on a rifle, Shazam on a scout, 3 CZs behind it. Not rocking those 5-7, Harry. I don't know if they've seen the news, but 5-7 is back, and it's better than ever. There's no actual news. I just don't like the CZ.
I love the CZ. Used to hate it. Used to be in your camp, Hugo. But now my eyes have been opened. And I feel saved. Here is Taco and Zeus, the 2 Brazilian boys over here towards the top of mid. Try and push into the apartment. Zeus gotta win this fight. He does actually get dropped, and they're gonna hear the tag there very, very briefly. They try and double peek into Taco, maybe mistiming it just by a moment, but then there's Ye to come on in and get that trade. So now the pressure's on for Liquid. They've lost everyone over on this side of the map. And now they've got to try and pick up the slack elsewhere. You can't just let compLexity keep on eroding you down piece by piece, so they're going to try and hit B. The only issue is 3 players here for compLexity. It's even odds, it's an even fight. And Elige, well, he does win the first, he's got to do even more.
Yeah, that Molotov forcing Def out of position allowed Liquid to get the entry, so great utility usage from that T side. Elige going to follow up with the second on this B site as well, and just like that, it's Ye alone. But he is not going to be screaming today, maybe screaming from pain as Liquid able to find the last round of the half with 7. Not too bad. You good?
Yes, indeed. Yeah, it's going to be a very, very close half, though, Hugo. All things considered, the end of this first half, we can see 8-7 in favour of compLexity. They're looking good. They're looking great. But Liquid arriving at the party a little bit late. They didn't RSVP. They're gate crashers. They're here to try and kickstart this CT half in a big way. It's almost armor across the board. Zeus picks up the kit. And a nade, interestingly enough. 4 players over here toward the top of mid. And early fight going down. Liquid going to try and run on back from that. They're not too keen. And compLexity barreling in through the apartments. Might just try and flood in toward this A bomb site. So many players here. So many pistols. But all the kills going the way of compLexity right now. Nitro going to try and do what he can to turn the tide of battle. And now it is just Nitro left standing. It's all eyes on him. And he falls short. So Zeus, 1v3. The coach of Team Liquid is good for the first. He has a kit. He has time. And that nade in hand doesn't find all too much, and Android able to complete the hat trick, picks up his third. 9-7 Hugo in favor of compLexity. And a chance for these guys now to pull ahead.
Yeah, big round from Android. He has really stepped up in the last few rounds. Ever since that Eco 4K, he has just been on form here for compLexity. Him and Def leading the charge. 9-7, Liquid forcing the issue. And this will mean they'll have to go for that 4th round CT buy. And if they don't win the force buy here and now, Harry, that allows compLexity to really get off to a strong start and take a 3-round lead in the second half. Ooh, awkward down on B. Stan just getting away. Naf, 8 HP left up.
Continuing to group up in toward the top of mid they go. Right now, there's only one man here. There's only one man inside of A. There's only one man to keep compLexity at bay. Can he rise to the occasion? Well, Taco didn't even get a sniff in, and now it's a Liege holding close on the side of this smoke. Has dropped the bomb. And a second, surely no more. He's hiding. He's Houdini. The magic of Liege disappears in that smoke, albeit not for long. Shazam cuts him down. 3v3 as the bomb plant comes on in. It's even odds, but Team Liquid, they're not going to look to try and make anything come of this round. Instead, they back away. And that will be the 10th for compLexity.
Yeah, it's going to be 11-7 before we see guns, Harry. And by that point, but like if you remember all the factors, the fact that compLexity get to play against 2 pistol rounds, essentially, post-pistol round, like 2 ecos, 2 force buys, whatever you want to call them from Liquid, means compLexity, as long as they're clean, like this one already is, with 3 players currently surviving, they're going to build up a lot of money. So it's going to be 11-7 with good economy for compLexity if things go well, and Liquid having to fight back against a pretty dire situation. Considering they got 7 rounds on the T side, that's pretty good. This has not turned out to be the best of maps for Liquid. They're not out of it just yet, but it's really going to come down to that first buy round, because without that, this game could fall apart. However, one more eco before that situation occurs for Liquid. They've just got pistols once again. With those saved couple of weapons and a bit of utility behind it, but this should be a clean round for compLexity. Hopefully not too many casualties as we head into number 18.
Oh, a double nade up at the top of Banana. Naf, he's got his bomb-proof suit on, so he's all right. Not a thing, obviously. Just didn't really stand to the nades, but it looked like he did. Nitro waiting over here in CT, and this is unfortunate for Liquid. They've rotated everyone away. They believe this is going to be the A play, and once again they're going to be evicted of that decision. And this is, oh my god, there we go. Finally, they do manage to find him, despite touching the tip of their barrels there on the push on him for a very long time. They finally managed to shut him down. Bomb plant comes in here for compLexity. This should be an 11th round. There should be absolutely no way the Team Liquid get back into this one, even though they come so close to finding that kill there. It is just a Liege and Taco left up. They're going to see what they can do, if anything.
That smoke is going to make things very difficult for a Liege. And this is kind of what you want for compLexity. 3 players surviving is a bare minimum into these kind of rounds. I'd be surprised if they get away with 3 right now, because there's no more utility for the CT spawn, and both Liquid players are watching this exit here from compLexity, not allowing anyone to move out. Android does get the kill, but just like that, there's only one man remaining, and that is Taco, and they've already run past him. They've already retreated from this B site. Down the banana. So there's that 11th that we expected here from compLexity in the second half. Question is, can Liquid bounce back? Because if they're going to, it has to happen right here, right now.
You're a big fan of EDM in like the year 2005?
No, not at all.
So have you heard the song, you know, where the main lyric is right here, right now? I always forget. There you go. That was good. That's what it reminded me of. But we need some EDM of our own. Hugo, in CS terms, what does EDM stand for?
Electronic dance music.
Yeah, that'll do. I mean, that's just what it means anyway. I was hoping you'd give me like a really quick on the fly.
Oh, in CS terms?
Yeah.
Ecos don't matter.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I was thinking edgy deathmatch
Ecos
for
do
some
matter,
reason.
actually. Yeah, ecos definitely do matter. I think that'd be a better way of doing it. Like, that's a good way to make people actually care about these full like USP rounds and come up with cool ways to approach them. Your ecos do matter. Don't waste your USP round, guys. You can win this.
You can. Anything is possible. As a great man once said, Nitro gonna go ahead and take one to the dome.
There it is.
And Liquid save. They leave. They concede. They give this round up. Gonna be a 12 for compLexity. I'm a big fan of the very safe play here from Team Liquid.
Especially when you got the orb, you've got no utility, you've got no kit. Like, there's just no reason to go for this retake. Just hold into your guns. As we already said, if compLexity win this round, assuming Liquid lost all their players, like, this game is probably done. But Liquid are prolonging the potentially inevitable by holding onto weapons here. They're giving it another go. And they might actually get some kills from it as well. Zeus lines up 2. Does eventually get traded by that AWP, but hey, not a big problem here. Elige, like, he can't afford to lose his gun, so if he gets peeked, that's a problem, but he gets away with the AK instead. Liquid, 7 rounds here, still yet to get a CT side round.
Well, Taco going to be donning that AWP. We've seen him pick it up in a few of these rounds over Nitro. It's an interesting thing to know, and I'm curious what he's going to look to try and do with it. He's over here in the apartments. Zeus going to be holding alongside him with that Mag 7, and yeah, he just knows. He knows that something's a little bit awry. Lands that wall bang onto Zeus, and that's an early man advantage found here for compLexity. Now, silence falls across the map as compLexity. They know they've got time. They have the man advantage. The ball is very much in their court. He can just afford to apply the brakes now, Hugo. Take things in their stride. Wait to see if Team Liquid get a little bit antsy. Try and make something happen. Try and make up for this elsewhere. And right now, they're not doing that. They're holding their ground. Do you be sure though to keep your eye on Taco with this AWP over here toward long? As they start to walk on out, it looks like he might get tested, and Android's the one to try and step up to the plate.
An Apps burst would be a good call to make right now. 28 seconds on the clock. Only Elige here really committed to the site. Taco going to decide to rotate in, and that could be well timed. But Taco's caught with a nade out. Elige only going to get one. Taco back on the AWP. He needs to step up, and he finds a couple more kills, but he's not going to be able to get enough to stop this plant. Now it is the retake in question. Liquid, I mean, this is the best chance they've had all half, Harry. They've got to go for this. You can't afford to save in this 2v2. They have the kits for it as well, and they're already into the site just 10 seconds post that bomb plant. Nitro deciding to wrap in from short. Naf close behind him, but they can't afford to sneak the whole way here. They need to start moving up, and Shazam, if he goes for this peek, he's going to have all the info he needs. He spots one, not the second though. Doesn't exactly know there's 2 players coming up from short, but now Def can hold it from a different angle. There's the spot. Naf's found the kill with a flashbang, so now they should know that both players are here. The noise is given away, but Nitro with the shot. Is there time?
Oh, it's down to the wire.
Yeah, they got it.
He's got it. Yeah, Naf. Fastest fingers in all of North America. As he goes ahead, he cuts that wire. I don't know if that's what you have to do. I imagine it is. I don't know, they like plug a little device into it. That's what I never got, like the diffuse kit, man. It's like they just like plug their,
it doesn't
their
really,
iPod,
it's not
their
very
like,
realistic.
Walkman into the...
It's not very realistic. Like, if the code is the same every time, surely you just do it really fast. Like, I know after typing in my iPhone code like that many times, I just know it. I can just do it fast. Surely that's the same with the bomb, right? Surely
why
the CT
even
just
put
know the
the
code.
activation
Oh no,
code on
Stan!
it?
No, he switched to his knife, assuming he'd already thrown the grenade,
Yeah.
like quick switching too early, and that puts him on 4 HP. He could have survived with maybe 60 there. He's now very susceptible to literally anything.
Yeah.
Cholera. I mean, that will get him like that.
Yeah, I mean, it might. You never know. It's the risk you take. He's brought down low. And Nitro gonna miss that shot somehow. Def is able to go ahead of... Please, with the reply. How on earth did Nitro manage to not find that? But Taco is here to help, and he's going to do more than help. Quick double from the man in question. They still let smoke him off. Even then, that smoke gets headed by Android, so now it's missed. It's just him left up. 1v4. I'm going to see Liquid trying to close this gap. 9-12.
Starting to potentially make this game a reality after all, Harry. I wasn't really believing it after the way the start of this second half went in terms of compLexity winning those first 4, even forcing a save in the opening buy round of this half. But Liquid have bounced back with 2 in a row. They've made this one a reality for now. compLexity having to eco. P250, 4 Glocks, and a nade to the face. Android is going to get chunked down to 3 HP. He's ready to lock down this mid play, but he's been flashed off, sorry. The Molotov's going to land in front of him as well, but they are just going to shoot on through it. Shazam finding one. It's actually Stad to take the kill with an assist from his teammate. Zeus has to now lock down the site, but they're only ecoing players. This shouldn't be too much of a task. That does rid him. And now there's only 2 CTs left up. This is huge damage for a round where there was only 1 P250 and 4 Glocks, Harry. But the round will still be saved by Liquid. They pick it up after all.
Yeah, I mean, now we even get to that double AWP coming in from Team Liquid. Nitro and Taco. We bringing those out once again. You're looking over at compLexity. You're looking, hoping maybe there's an AWP there, but there isn't one for Shazam. Instead, it is just rifles across the board. And compLexity, they found success. They're able to find the pistol, find 3 rounds on the back of that. But since then, at Team Liquid, they've gone ahead and started to chain together a couple of rounds of their own now. There's Nitro chiming in with another boosted on up. Peeking on in, down through Banana from atop his fleshy watchtower. He plucks Stanislaw from this round. And now, Shazam and Def going to be grouping up here at Banana. Banana.
Ooh, he spots the barrel.
They're trying to bait the shot. The only issue is the bait does get taken. Nitro going to go in and find more than that, as actually he's chaining together these kills. Looking for even more, not just content with 3. The flash does go in, and Def and Android, they've deleted both the players here. Nap and Nitro shut down. Taco arriving, hops to his death as Android chaining together a second now. These rotations arrive. It's Elige and Zeus left up, but this is not the 2 that you would want. It's only Zeus left now. This was once a 5v2, Hugo, now turned into a 1v2 in the blink of an eye.
And Android still has the cross as well. Zeus might be able to creep through the smoke, but it depends how far it goes, and not far enough, clearly. Android with 4. Anything Nitro can do, he can do better. AWP locking down that bomb site, and 13-10. compLexity make it work. How the hell did they win that round?
Yeah, that's just a round that they should never be picking up. That was a 2v5, Hugo. Nitro was looking flawless. He's landing flicks. He's up on the boost. He's changing position. He has Naf with him, for God's sake. You know, one of the best players out in NA right now. Yeah, that's fair to say.
Yeah.
I think Liquid do have kind of the majority stakeholder of the strong players in North America, it feels like.
Yeah, I don't know who else you put on that list. Like, being completely honest, some NRG players, yeah. Cloud9 right now, like, there's not a single player on that team that is right now in the top 5 of NA. Maybe even, I mean, you can make a case for top 10, but even then, yeah, Liquid and NRG, they have been the NA players. I'm not really counting on MIBR right now, but
I mean, that right there, that's just disaster station here for Team Liquid. They really are last chance saloon, as it were, Hugo. They've gone for the buy in this round. The money's ran low, and they're going to be kicking themselves as well. That was a round that they should have not thrown away. That's going to be the one that's at the forefront of their minds if this first map does elude them. Here comes the push, and Taco's already been picked up by Def. Lee's now going to go peeking into this, and Android quicker on the trigger.
If they rotate B now, this would be such a good call from compLexity, but the problem is Zeus has the information. Liquid begin to rotate 2 players from spawn, but as that happens, Zeus pushes in, and now compLexity know that Liquid know where they are. So the mind games really come into play here. Do compLexity commit towards B, or do they go back? Yeah, he's going to spot up that A bomb site, and he's going to get so much information. If compLexity don't walk into this site, they're going to rotate because of the info that Ye's gotten, and here we go. Full nades into B, rotate back towards A. Ye has made this round a reality for compLexity with just that mid-push. Pretty important play, because there was definitely a chance that Liquid win that round with 2 players on the B bomb site, but now there's no way they win it. Retake is unrealistic, and 14 rounds is going to be compLexity's.
I mean, this is certainly not the result we initially expected, Hugo. Obviously, there is that caveat, the fact that Team Liquid are playing with their coach right now in place of Twist. You take a look at how this affects the overall standings as well, and it doesn't have the biggest impact in the world. But not quite the smallest either. You know, if compLexity managed to go flawless in these, I think there's still the potential even for them to reach top 6.
Really?
I mean, yeah, I'm doing the maths on my own, and maybe not, but maybe.
No, there's not.
Yeah, there's not.
No, they would get 3 points per map. They're currently sitting at 21 points, and that would only put them at 27. 6th place right now is 29 on INTZ. So
I thought you played 22 matches.
I'm assuming no, in NA it's 20. I'm pretty sure because
means
well, everyone's played 20 right now.
against.
Everyone's played 20. Like the max, no one's above 20. I think in EU it's more because there's more teams, remember?
Yeah, no, I know that, but
I'm 99% sure it's just 20 games for NA. Well, you can just look. You can just see how many teams there are. They're all going to play each other.
Yeah, they all play
oh,
one
okay.
more.
No, I'm completely wrong.
So they can still make it.
When are
they go forward.
when are all these games then?
Tomorrow.
Oh my
There's
god, that's a
loads.
lot of
It's a big
games.
day, yeah.
Wow, I didn't know there were so many matches.
Yes, indeed.
How are there that many matches?
You see, I actually sometimes know roughly what I'm on about.
Nah, don't be silly.
But in this round, compLexity making quick work of these Team Liquid boys. I mean, that's what I was saying, Hugo, man. If they manage to go flawless here, they're going to be playing versus MIBR tomorrow.
That's not easy.
Not easy by any stretch of the imagination, but it does start to call into question some of these teams that currently sit in that top 6 spot, securing their places in the finals. compLexity going to be hot on their heels, which isn't good news for Nitro and Cove over on the side of Team Liquid, as they don't sit all too high up in those standings anyway. Android going to go out and find himself one. It is just Nitro left in a 1v3. He's got it all to do to try and deny match point the way of compLexity, and instead he'll back off, try and hold on to the Org. compLexity, they don't even have to go hunting. They don't have to take this away from him. They're not going to have too much to work with in the next round anyway. Well, they will. They'll have the pretty much full buy. Taco might be a little bit limited. But that's where Nitro holding onto this weapon is very, very valuable.
Yeah, it's 3 in a row now for compLexity. So, as you say, loss bonus, not going to be a huge problem here for Liquid. It's just the scoreline is the more overwhelming issue. 15 rounds to 10, one more needed from this T side. It's been pretty damn good display from compLexity today, Harry. Again, we have to remember that Liquid are playing with a coach and losing their best player for this game. always a bit of a problem.
Yeah, I mean, especially, you know, you think about Inferno, you think about Team Liquid on this map. Like I was saying, one of the best players, in my opinion, prolifically on this map, especially for Liquid, is Twist.
I think on just any map.
I mean, yeah, even then, right, he's definitely the contender for the guy kind of who steps up consistently in this team. That's the issue. There is a lot of firepower here, so there's a lot of players who can take that mantle. I just know from speaking to him, this is Twist's favorite map. The one that he at least feels like he can contribute the most on. He's absent here. compLexity sitting at match point. Team Liquid 5 rounds behind. It's going to be an absolutely monumental effort if they want to get back in to this game. They're double orging it right now.
The budget double orb.
Let's see, can it get anything done? They're all going to be up here in the hands of Elige. He's a big fan of this weapon. They try to slip by him over here in mid. That smoke's down for the time being. The first man who's about to get tested is Taco here at long. This time he doesn't have the AWP with him. Been his trusted companion in these situations in the past. Only armed with the rifle. He's going to get traded swiftly by Stad. Zeus is vested out on the balcony, and Elige going to get dropped as well. It is just Nitro and Naf left standing. 2v4 Hugo. Can they make this retake happen?
I mean, these retakes have not happened once in this entire map, Harry, for Liquid, so I'm eager to say no. They haven't got a kit, they've got a bit of utility, but Nitro's already tagged up, and compLexity have taken aggressive post-plant. Stands up here in the library, and he's going to be sending Naf home. Just Nitro left alive, and already been heard up middle. They completely know his whereabouts, and Stan is already on the angle. Does go down, but the trade is going to be possible from Android here in the boiler. Actually, he's not even going to commit to the fight. compLexity playing things very safe here, but they will eventually close out the map. 16-10 here on Inferno. Pretty damn good result from compLexity, all things considered, and a very required map win from them. We do have Mirage coming up next, though, Harry, and that's going to be their chance to bounce back.
Yeah, indeed it is. This is a very, very important series, and right now compLexity sitting 1-0 up after they take Inferno in a 16-10 fashion. They look dominant, but I got good news. There's a second map. There's more still to come in this barn burner of a matchup. Team Liquid versus compLexity, map number 2 coming up after the break.